here's Brody Brazil.
I'm here to tell you about the YETI Daytrip Lunch Box. This is a premium product. I believe it's new on the market. I've had it now for a couple months. I've put it through its paces. And because it is a little bit expensive, I do want to tell you about the results I've had with it on almost an everyday basis, bringing it to work. I'll separate this video in appearance, performance, and ultimately, would I buy it all over again? Let's begin with appearance, and this is a YETI product. It's well built. You can see the ratings right here, 4.5 stars and 586 reviews already. I do have this blue color, but it comes in several different variations. I've got to say that it's got a nice finish. The zipper is heavy duty. It's got a nice magnetic lock so that if it's just open a bit, let's call it ajar, it'll close itself and stay shut, which is very important, right? In terms of keeping the products inside cooled, so long as you have ice inside. It does have a premium finish and feel. The materials that it's made with on the outside, they're rugged. I do feel like if you were to scratch this up against something and rub it against something else and basically beat it up, it would hang in there. It's got a nice, firm form factor. It's not going to get bent up if something else is sitting on top of it. It's got a nice weight to it. I also really like the positioning of the straps. You have it basically on all sides, so you can hold it vertically or horizontally, and the strap is well built. Even if you stock this thing to the brim, you don't feel like the handle is fighting for its life. It's got a very strong build. Again, it's a YETI product. You really sense it. You really feel it in the appearance, all the stitching, all the edges. I've had it for a couple months. I honestly feel like this thing could last me 10 years if I keep treating it the exact same way. Now let's get into performance, and I'll read the description here on the YETI website. This fresh for hours, easy to clean lunchbox is your one-way ticket to packing a lunch you'll actually look forward to. It's loaded to the gills with insulation power, engineered with a water-resistant exterior, and built with a rock-solid form factor so it holds its own when riding in backpacks and bags. Kind of what I was saying earlier, the form factor. But there are two very good points there that I neglected. The external finish, if it were to get wet, that wouldn't be a problem. The inside and the material it's made of internally, that's also very waterproof and spill-proof. And let's be honest, even my nice glass cases that I put the food in, they're going to leak sometime, or I'm accidentally going to leave it open one time or another. But it's been very easy to clean out. There's no smells. There's nothing like that. So in terms of performance in maintenance, it's been great so far. As for keeping your products cold, what do you think I'm going to say? It does an excellent job. And I've actually put this to the test because there's been several occasions where I leave home with my lunch and I don't actually even get to work or a refrigerator for about 2.5, maybe 3 hours. This thing is sitting in the trunk of a hot car, and on the inside, when I take it out at work, everything is still cold inside. Now, I do use a YETI ice pack, which I'll also share with you in just a second. So it is being chilled inside, but it's able to keep the temperature as cold pretty much as when I put everything in there. I honestly haven't measured it, but in terms of evaluating it, every time I've ever pulled food out of there, it's been cold. Whether I've brought it straight to work and put it in the refrigerator, but more realistically, when it came out of the refrigerator, I put the food in the YETI lunchbox, and I didn't touch it for several hours, completely cold. Like I said, even in situations where it was sitting in a hot car. This is the YETI ice I was talking about before, and the 1 pound variety fits perfect. So, and you do need to understand here, this is an additional cost. It does not come with the lunchbox, but completely recommended because of the custom fit and the performance of YETI ice, which is, here, quote, filled to the brim with science, dialed in to the most effective temperature to maximize the ice retention of any cooler with a durable design that is break resistant. Its custom shape reduces freezing time, and multiple size options mean that you can outfit everything from your hopper flip to your Tundra 350 with YETI ice. It works as an ice supplement, a welcome addition to your ice stash to make sure your contents stay colder for longer. And everything that's described there is what I've found too. In terms of the YETI ice, it's durable. It honestly doesn't matter whether this just came out of the freezer or it's at room temperature, or even if it got a little bit hot, staying in the car for a couple extra days, after I already ate the food. The YETI Ice is durable. It's built from great materials. And I think this is the perfect product companion to go along with the Daytrip Lunchbox. And I should also say here, in terms of the description, another thing that's maybe underrated but also important, it does go back to freezing temperature, from about room temperature to freezing temperature, and frozen, at least in my refrigerator, in about 90 minutes, which is impressive because sometimes it's morning, you realize the night before you forgot to refreeze your pack of ice. So you can make that a non-issue in about 90 minutes. So look, I've gone over appearance, which I like, performance, which has been great, but how about the recommendation of, would I buy this all over again? It's an $80 lunchbox, not to mention the $15 or so you need to spend to get the YETI Ice that goes with it. Here's my recommendation. If you're a person that doesn't pack a lunch every day, this may not be for you. I mean, you can have it if you want it. I highly recommend what it's all about. But if you're a person like me who is bringing lunch 5, 6+ days a week, and you're always packing a meal, and you want something that's going to be with you for a long time, then yes, I absolutely recommend it. And think about $90-something that you're going to spend on this, or maybe $100. Let's just call it $100. Think about those $100 over 7 years. All of a sudden, it doesn't seem like that much of an investment, because the other thing you could do, and I've had this before, you can get a cheap lunchbox, and it can last you a year and a half before the edges tear, before the ice pack starts to break, before the zipper breaks, or it won't stay cold, or this or that. And you have to throw it away. And that was $20 or $25. So $25 a couple times, all of a sudden, you get to the $100 that you were going to spend on this YETI Daytrip Lunchbox anyways. So again, I'll leave it with that thought. It is expensive. It may not be for the casual lunchbox user, but if you're a person like me who's packing it every day and every night, then yes, I would completely recommend it to you. Hey, if you like the content so far in this channel, let me know. You've watched this video to the very end. Maybe consider subscribing. I'm trying to build this out as a platform for people like you and I. And also, if you actually liked this video, thumbs up on it. I'd really appreciate that too.